the 2026 Audi SQ7 Prestige in white tomo over black. We got the exterior carbon package. We have the black optic package. We got the luxury package. We got a ton of packages, over $30,000 added to the MSRP of over $98,000. I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle, and I'm gonna tell you why this is one of the best third row performance SUVs in class. We're gonna start off with the competition, like BMW. They don't have a third row variant unless you go to the X7. That's going to be longer, wider than this. You go into the X5 M60i, which is a detuned M. That's awesome. Everyone knows it's my favorite variant because you get a lot of bargain deal, saving around 20, 30 grand. But when you go Audi, you're getting a detuned Lamborghini Urus engine, a detuned Bentley Bentayga engine. This is mechanically the same engine. So now you're getting about $150 to near $200,000 off. Now you can get up to about 10 inches of clearance, which is 254 millimeters, or as low as 6 inches when you get into the dynamic mode, which is about 163 millimeters. The Prestige, that's going to give us the HD matrix design LED headlights with Audi laser, the headlight washer system, going into the glossy black Audi single frame grille because we have the black optic package. We've also ticked the box to the exterior carbon package, but unfortunately, they don't give you anything of that up here. I would like to see it here on the blades or here even on the lower sill, so it would just make it pop a little bit more so. This Audi O-ring, that's part of the Audi Beam S logo. That is an upgraded price also. That's not part of the black optic package. Now, I don't know if I would tick the box to the carbon exterior package because the front doesn't get any carbon fiber at all. It does come into play. You'll see it shortly in the review. But I would start scaling it down because you got over $30,000 of upgrades. I would definitely click or tick the box to upgrade the exhaust sound because you need to do that. The paint color, I like it, so I probably would tick the box to it. House underneath the hood though, you don't have to tick any boxes because it's gonna come standard with the 4.0 liter TFSI bi-turbo V8 producing 500 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission, reaching 60 at 4 seconds at top speed, according to Audi, at 130 miles per hour, and you can option it up to 155 miles per hour, a curb weight at 5,291 pounds, achieving 15 mpgs for the city, 21 mpgs for the highway, with that combined at 17 mpgs. Circling back to competition, Mercedes-Benz. If you go into a 53 variant, this is going to outperform it. And pricing, it's actually very similar because they're very high in the price. I do like the drive to Mercedes and the interior is more plush, but you go to a 63 variant, that's not going to compete against this. That's why this is one of the best third row performance SUVs on the market because it starts under $99,000. Yes, we have over $30,000 of features. And that can be a con because it does start nickel and diming you to get upgrades with that black optic package that you would want. These 21-inch wheels. This is a 285/40 on all 4 corners. Red brake calipers as part of the S Sport package that gives us the anti-roll stabilization as well as the sport rear differential. The disc, it's a 6-piston disc, 15.8 inch or 400 millimeters. It's vented steel disc. The rear is a single piston at 13.8 inches or 350 millimeters. It's also vented. Standard 4-wheel drive with electronically brake force distribution. 5-link independent with a sports adaptive air suspension. That's going to be standard. That carbon fiber package comes onto the side on the side view mirrors, as well as this lower sill. Against this paint palette, I think it really sets it apart. Styling, performance, it ticks the box. And it's an everyday vehicle if you're at a 6-figure price point trying to buy an SUV. Plus, you have capabilities of payload and towing, which usually when you start going into this performance, going to BMW, you actually decrease in towing. Only Mercedes and Audi keep the same towing capacity at that 7,700 pounds of towing. I would definitely tick the box to the Prestige, and you're also getting the OLED animated tail lights. This all was reworked back in 24, 25, depending on the build, is depending on if you got the mid-cycle refresh. Now it's on the lower that gets the diffuser. We have it opened up because we have the tow package, quad exhaust tips, You get the grille pattern above it, blacked out Audi badging, front and rear parking sensors with Audi top view, which is a 360-degree reverse camera. I am a huge fan of the RSQ8 and the SQ8. And I know that's a different animal when I'm saying RS. That's the big problem that I have with the Q7. They don't option it, and I don't know why, because this gives us a different option opposed to a coupe. I have 5 in my family, so even though I probably wouldn't use the third row, I just like being able to have a third row, and I'm sure a lot of people in the comments could say the same thing. You have to start going into bigger SUVs. That's why this is the best performance SUV on the market. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe and click the like, because all these clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more vehicles to the channel. .500 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. It's gonna get you moving, I tell you that much. S Sport package helps with your dynamics and also some of the visual, because you get the calipers that are painted. When you're in dynamic mode, it will stay at a higher RPM all the time. Feel to the steering, you don't have a lot of it. It is tight, so I do appreciate that. And check out this performance. Sound deadening is good. Comfort in the interior is good. Maneuverability is easy. It does feel a little wide, but not really so long because of how much performance is really underneath the hood. Visibility is great. I wish I could hear the exhaust filter in a little bit more so. The massage seats is awesome. And you can also tailor this with heated and ventilated seats. And if you notice, if you just touch the lines, the steering will correct you, so I appreciate that. You also have the adaptive cruise control lane keeping assist, which will go more than 0.3 miles without being engaged. There isn't anyone really behind me, so we're going to do a brake check right now. And you can stop on a dime, which is what you need for that everyday / performance. I hate to say it, that's the way I would drive it all the time. I'm not even racing it at this point. I was just giving you the performance touch. In dynamic mode, it does hover at a higher RPM all the time, so I would recommend that you change it into auto or comfort. That's also going to change the ride height. The seat comfort is good. It has a nice cushion to it. I would say it's definitely more towards the 8 in comfort out of 10. BMW is going to be the most firm. Mercedes is going to be the most comfortable, but this is going to be the most quiet interior. Third row, they could really adjust the seats a little bit better, so that way you could use it instead of it being a jumper seat. And they can also add some more charging ports throughout, or at least a wireless charging pad. I mean, we don't have that, and we got over 30 grand of updates or packages ticked. Come on, Audi. Some of the packages that I would not add, though, is the exterior carbon package. Save me a little dough there. The luxury package, normally I would say tick the box to it, but the prestige package gives you so much that I'm okay with losing leather here, here. And I may actually not tick the box to the S Sport package, only because I got the exhaust added onto my MSRP. And if you take all of those away, you have a savings of over $15,000, which makes this more than a bargain deal because of what's housed underneath the hood and the suspension that's tuned and the drive that you get and all the capabilities that this gives. We're gonna get boost engaged. And the brakes. You can literally stop on a dime with this thing, and when you get that engaged correctly, you can see on the screen the boost goes all the way up, gives a lot of performance. You almost have basically zero lag. It becomes more or less a Lamborghini Urus, which I show a lot of the lag in Hawkeye rides with the reviews on this vehicle. And the reason why I show that is because you're not going to be doing this all the time. So off the line or even in between when you mash the gas, you have turbo lag, but you don't have that in the Urus, you don't have that in the Bentayga, but you have a little bit more so when you go into the SQs, whether the 7 or the 8. The RSQ8 polishes it a little bit. The 48 volt mild hybrid system doesn't really help as much as it should. In theory, the way they have it set up though, it is good because it can do everything that it needs to. It just would be nicer if they simply made it where there was zero lag. I get it. You gave a huge discount because you gave us this engine, you gave us this suspension, and all of everything that comes with this vehicle. But Audi, Volkswagen, you know what you did. So give us the full power and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here, and I'd like to thank our friends here at Clearwater Audi.